This is a journey in America, a journey to 4 towns in the United States in a time of war. We begin where the colonies began, in what is now the state of Virginia. In 1607, settlers from England came through this bay on the Atlantic coast. They gave the places names from home: James River and Elizabeth River, Portsmouth and Norfolk.
After 168 years of relative peace, the American colonists moved to break from the British Empire, triggering the American Revolution. As one of the major ports on the East Coast, a naval force was a key part of the American battle plan. In 1775, the Continental Navy was established under Commander-in-Chief Essex Hopkins. The Civil War saw the advent of faster, more powerful ships.
Several hours after the destruction of the Cumberland and Congress, the Monitor arrived at Hampton Roads, and her commander, Lieutenant John Warden, prepared for battle. There followed a momentous engagement lasting more than 3 hours, fought mostly at close range. For the first time, 2 ironclads were locked in combat. A new era of war at sea dawned.
When the Great White Fleet set out from Hampton Roads, December 16, 1907. It started out as a trip from the East Coast to San Francisco. They ended up circumnavigating the globe, fostering goodwill through port visits, all the while captivating our nation.
On November 14, 1910, a mere 7 years after the Wright brothers' historic first flight, Eugene Ely became the first pilot to launch an aircraft from the deck of a ship. A short flight took him from the USS Birmingham, anchored in the Elizabeth River, to Willoughby Spit.
On April the 6th, 1917, the United States of America declared war on Germany. For 2.5 years, the most powerful nation in the world had stood apart from Europe's mortal struggle. Now, at last, she was drawn in.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
Between 1939 and 1945, maritime industry flourished in Hampton Roads. 42 ships were built, and another 7,283 ships were overhauled or repaired in support of World War II. During this period, Norfolk Naval Station nearly doubled in size and workload. The valiant work and efforts of sailors, shipyard workers, and other everyday civilians in Hampton Roads would lead to a decisive victory in what is now known as D-Day and the beginning of the end of World War II.
I wish that Franklin D. Roosevelt had lived to see this day. General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations.
In the early summer of 1964, Enterprise, Long Beach, and Bainbridge were deployed to the Mediterranean, assigned to the 6th Fleet, to form the world's first nuclear-powered task force.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
In August 1990, after Iraqi armed forces invaded a peaceful Kuwait, President George H.W. Bush responded with military action. After nearly 40 years of inactivation, the battleships Missouri and Wisconsin were brought back into service to respond to Iraq's aggressiveness. Today, Hampton Roads hosts the largest Navy base in the world. Ships and aircraft from Naval Station Norfolk, Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek, Fort Story, Naval Air Station Oceana, and Naval Weapons Station Yorktown patrol the world's oceans to project military power wherever and whenever it is needed.